strong all day long.
Back in action, as always, inside COVID, doing our best over here. COVID-free, of course, both been tested recently-ish, at least we're thinking. Just played with the animals. Lulu decided to not participate today. And so our main topic of choice, if once you, of course, like and subscribe, share with all your friends, is going to be how to get into painless ketosis. Sam has a recipe for you and for all of your friends.
For your personal disaster.
And this is going to be really easy to do, supposedly. I actually haven't heard all the steps yet, so I'm excited to hear it because I love ketosis, being in it, fasting, how it makes me feel, the benefits of it, which we'll go into in another video, of course.
Yeah.
And the supplements will be another video, which will give you a brief example at the end. But we got 6 things on our whiteboard behind us today. One of them is how to get regular, and we're not talking about just taking a poo on a regular basis. So Sam, get us started.
So step 1 into painless ketosis, get regular. What does that mean? It means eat at the same time every day for a while and eat the same fucking foods, yo. Same rough proportions. You don't have to eat the exact same thing, but it's the timing that's critical and it's your macros that are kind of critical. So I'll give you an example, right? Say breakfast, you have 2 eggs, 2 slices of toast, cup of coffee, an apple and an orange. For example, say for lunch you have a tuna fish sandwich and a green salad, and then for dinner you have a buffalo burger with a sweet potato and a green salad and some steamed broccoli, right? So what you're looking at is that you have those 3 meals, and we're just going to use 3 meals as an example for this whole thing just because it's easy. And I'll kind of go how you'll shrink that down into 2 meals and then 1 meal and then you're fasting painlessly. Surprise, surprise. But for now, we'll stick to 3 meals. So get regular. Eat those same 3 meals, roughly the same macros, roughly the same time every day. And that's going to help you get stable blood sugar levels. And it's also going to help kind of figure out where you're going to steer this, right? So the next part of this is
getting clean. Number 2.
Getting clean. Getting clean is this. Remove all the processed bullshit from your diet. Processed bullshit.
I don't know what that is.
Breads.
Oh.
Sugars.
Okay.
Soda. Sody pop.
Not a big fan anyways.
Juices.
I love
Get out of here.
You mean I can't have my cup of OJ in the morning?
No OJ in the morning.
Can I have an orange?
You could have an orange.
Oh, is there a difference?
Hells to the yayo.
Okay, I might be able to live.
Okay, so for my viewers out there, difference between orange juice. Your big ass glass of orange juice can have somewhere between 120 to 200 calories, where an orange, when you subtract out the fiber, maybe only have 20 to 30 calories. Orange has a lot of fiber. Juice has, guess what? No fiber and a lot of sugar, yo. So it's going to up your blood sugar.
Okay.
So.
All right, sorry. Back to getting clean. I just like oranges.
Sidetracked, yes. So getting clean. Throw all that shit that you don't really need. The stuff that's not obviously food. And this is how you can tell. When it came from its natural state, where it was either dangling from a tree, growing on a vine, it was a root vegetable in the ground, or it was like an animal crawling in the field.
Wait.
Because it's back up broken. I don't know.
Oh, it's like...
Maybe it was walking upright in the field on 2 legs. No. Back up.
Wait a minute. This is...
Anyways.
Not talking about pork.
Eat it when it's fresh.
Fresher the better.
Know your farmer.
Sometimes it's good raw.
Exactly.
We're gonna get out the raw phase though.
Exactly. So get clean is what we're saying. Get squeaky clean. And it doesn't have to be that clean. Just like 5 days a week clean. Maybe 6 days out of the week clean. But try to get it as clean as possible.
All right.
Okay, and that brings us on to...
Number 3, reducing your carbs by a half serving for every meal and at least per week. So he's going to explain the per week per meal thing he's talking about because I'm not quite sure. I mean, I get the meal portion. It's Anyways, per week, you got it.
Okay, here we go. Magic. So let's go back to our 3 meals a day. So if you have 3 meals a day with 1 serving of carbohydrates at each meal, during week 1, you'll eliminate half a serving from breakfast. During week 2, you'll eliminate the other half of that serving for breakfast. Guess what that means? In the
full serving. Well,
second week, by the end of the second week,
you're done having those carbs for breakfast. Okay,
hot
all right.
diggity damn. No carbs for breakfast.
Honestly, the math has always been a rough one for me.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right.
This guy's good at it.
So then in the next 2 weeks, guess what we're doing?
We're reducing it for lunch now.
Yeah, buddy.
Okay, all right, lunch, cool.
And then in the next 2 weeks,
dinner.
Dinner.
So you're telling me it takes about 6 weeks to reduce most, if not all, of the carbs in your diet?
Exactly.
Okay.
So why do we take 6 weeks, do you think?
I'm gonna guess so your body is not what's it called? When you're coming down off of something, when you're coming out of it.
Crashing, going through carb withdrawals, tweaking out a little bit.
So you can have withdrawals even with sugar and carbs, what you're saying?
Fuck yes. Everything in the body is enzyme regulated, right? So the enzymes have to build up and they gotta taper down. All that takes time. So one of the big mistakes that people make with the ketogenic diet is they go at it too quickly, too strictly, and then their body doesn't have time to adapt. They lose some weight, and then they rebound, and then they get fat as fuck.
It sounds like a cold turkey mayhem that many people experience with any form of addiction. So that means sugar and carbs are a type of addiction themselves. I've heard lots of weird things about that.
So, exactly.
Our 2 favorite other things. We're going to go on to we're in ketosis now. That's number 4, right?
Dun 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 dun. After 6 weeks,
Okay.
you're in ketosis. And guess what? It's been painless. So here's where the magic happens. Everyone's heard about OMAD. Do you know what OMAD is?
No, sir.
1 meal a day. OMAD.
Omadical.
I like it.
Okay.
I'm going to name my firstborn son.
Omadical?
OMAD.
Okay. For short, right?
Oh, I'm so mad. Exactly. Exactly. So what does this mean? You got 3 meals a day and you're basically consuming fiber, fat, and protein. And I'm big on the whole fiber thing and the nutrition thing. And this is why. It just has to do with the health of the planet. You can't eat like a predator and expect everyone on the planet to be able to consume like that. You're going to produce way too much nitrogenous waste. You're going to ask too much of the planet. So when I say you're consuming fiber, fat, and protein, your protein is going to be largely from vegetarian sources, and you're going to have meat sources, but they're going to be clean meat sources, known meat sources, meaning know your farmer, know that he or she is running a regenerative farm that's replenishing the topsoil, and then keep everything else. Try to keep everything else as close to not vegetarian as possible, but as close to vegetarian as possible. Meaning, breakfast can be avocado, eggs, maybe some tomato slices, a can of sardines, some sauerkraut, some grated up carrot, some black beans.
So wait, my question though, going back a little bit, is it almost sounds like you want people to become vegan and vegetarian. For those who have a hard time, getting knowing where their sources, stuff like that, which we can talk about in other videos, knowing your sources. So I think that's very important to talk about to the public, and how we identify that. Is going vegan, vegetarian, does that help a little bit more than I guess for, or is that hard? Okay, let me back up. Is it harder to do in ketosis? We'll backtrack for the planet thing in a second.
Okay, so I'll tell you a personal experience. Like the leanest that I've ever gotten recently was I did a vegan ketogenic diet, and it was wonderful. Felt great, looked great, smelled great.
I don't know about that.
And I've done ketogenic diets where it's high in meat and animal products. I'll say animal protein. Of course, animal protein is meat. Consume your organs. That's a topic for another video. We'll get on that later.
He means eating your organs, not like you just consume your organs and then dying.
Exactly.
Okay, from a degenerative disease, which
Find a friend. Get some fava beans.
Get away from the two-legged animals.
So the whole point being is that when you're in ketosis, ketosis itself is not hard on you or the planet, right? So I think that's just kind of one of those things that we need to talk about because it's like an ethical issue at this point when it comes to the state of the planet. But once you're in ketosis, ideally, if you want the largest growth hormone response from eating or quote unquote not eating, you want to start eliminating meals. So you're in ketosis, you're eating 3 meals a day, you're regular, you're clean. There are no carbs at this point. So you go from 3 meals. The next week or 2, depending on how you're feeling and how you're adjusting to the calories, you cut down to 2. Then the next week or 2, depending on how you're feeling and how you're adjusting your calories, cut down to 1 meal a day. When you're able to hold 1 meal a day, a ketogenic meal, for quite a while, you can now painlessly fast. And it's because your body's in ketosis, it's burning fat as a fuel, and if you eliminate that 1 meal a day, you can pick it up on any subsequent days. It's not a big deal. And now you're painlessly fasting. So we started off with
getting regular. Then we went to number 2, getting clean. Number 3, reducing your carb intake by a half serving each day, which after 2 weeks breakfast was gone. No carbs for breakfast. And to 6 weeks, we have no carbs at all. So that's 3. Number 4. Wait, are we in ketosis?
We're in ketosis.
All right, we're in ketosis. Number 5, which we kind of just went over, was the painless fasting. You're down to 1 meal a day. You're feeling good.
Okay, and here's where we're going to cut this shit off. So we're going to do a future video on supplements that will help take you through this process. But I'm going to give you a little teaser. In the supplement world, there exists fruit without sugar. Yes, you heard me right. Fruit without sugar. What do? You take fruit juice, you pull the sugar out, you freeze dry it, condense it down, so you get the nutrition of the fruit without the
sugar. Cool.
No sugar. So another example of this is there are herbs that you will never eat. Never eat. Like you'll never eat rhodiola rosacea. But rhodiola helps you. It's an adaptogen, by the way.
Okay.
Like cordyceps. You will never eat cordyceps. You will never eat rhodiola. Combine cordyceps and rhodiola together and you have one of the best adaptogenic cocktails on the planet.
Oh.
We'll cover that in another video. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, mash them thoroughly. Oh yeah.
All right. So
we are Schultes Strong.
And
all day long.
I hope you learned as much as I did today, because these 6 steps are completely new to me.
And it's so easy.
Man, he makes it seem easy, but I believe him.
So easy.
I might give him a try.
Oh, hell yeah.
Schultes Strong, for realsies.
Signing off.